Hey everybody, and happy meal prep Sunday. I'm here in what feels like a new kitchen with all my new kitchen equipment, and I just wanted to give a little bit of time just to show you what we made for the week. I have to say I'm not feeling burned out in the kitchen, I guess, but because we did our big meal prep, I guess, if you want to call it that, on Friday night, and we did like 8 weeks worth of meats and proteins and stuff just already cooked and ready to go, that I was already in the kitchen Friday night. I was actually in the kitchen a little bit yesterday making something that I'll show you in a minute, and also I'm in the kitchen this morning making our food for the week. So I will start with breakfast for the week, which if you've been following me for a while, you are not going to be surprised. We have breakfast sandwiches. Yay, already made up. So I did Mondays and Tuesdays already ready to go. But then for the rest of the week, I actually already made our eggs. So they're just scrambled eggs, and I put them into pieces. So they are ready for me to just grab and throw on top of sandwiches for the rest of the week. That's quick and easy. Our lunches this week, I almost went to the wrong side there. Our lunches this week look huge. We're gonna have our really super easy throw together cheesy baked tortellini. And no, I don't boil the noodles ahead. So I literally cook everything in this pan. I just throw it all in without the cheese on it. I bake it until the noodles are done, and then I top it with cheese, throw it back in, and then get it out when the cheese is all melty. Super quick and easy. So if you want that recipe, just DM me, because it's not up on the blog. It's like a quick throw together recipe, and I never think to like take pictures or do anything fancy. So it's not on the blog. So you're gonna have to message me if you want that recipe, all right? So that's lunches for the week. That made plenty for all of our lunches. So we have 3 dinners. All right, the first one's gonna look kind of weird. So I cooked the ground meat for lettuce wraps on Friday, but because I cooked it Friday and we're eating it this week, I actually threw it in the freezer because I didn't want it to go bad. So it's still a little frozen, so I just basically threw all the sauce ingredients. You can see it like pooling down here. And I've got the chili garlic paste on top. It's just like chilling in here. It'll defrost in the next day or so, so we'll have it, I don't know, Monday or Tuesday or something. We actually don't plan which day we're eating which food, so this is a really good tactic if you're somebody or if you're a family who's like, I don't know, I don't want to plan because I don't want to like think, oh, on Tuesday I'm gonna want this. You don't have to. We literally make everything based on what we're craving, and then just whatever that day is, we're like, oh, do you want the lettuce wraps, or I'll show you the next one in a second, chicken sandwiches? It doesn't matter which one. So as long as we still have some left, we can have that food. But I don't say like, oh, on Wednesday we're going to have this. If you do that, that's perfectly fine if that works for you. But if meal planning hasn't really worked for you in the past because you get kind of stuck on that, try this method. So I still prep ahead, but I don't say I have to eat something on a certain day. All right. So like I promised, the next thing we're having, it's still a little hot, so I'm gonna be quick to show you. These are the chicken patties for our chicken sandwiches. Can you guys see those? Kinda. Yeah, so these chicken sandwiches are basically like Chick-fil-A, but homemade and not fried. Obviously they're baked, they're on a baking sheet. I guess that's not obvious, but anyways, baking sheet, baking in the oven, with good stuff on top. This is on the blog, cheesynutrition.com, if you want this recipe. And of course, if we're having Chick-fil-A like sandwiches, we have to have, oh, it looks like a hot mess. I've already made our honey mustard dressing ahead of time. So it's like Chick-fil-A sauce, but I'm not gonna claim it because it's a little different. It's also a lot lighter, so I don't use any mayo. So it's actually creamy because of non-fat Greek yogurt. Plain yogurt, not vanilla, not strawberry. Those would all be pretty weird. But it's basically the Chick-fil-A sauce, lightened up a lot, but it goes great with these chicken sandwiches, of course, because it's like Chick-fil-A sandwiches. Anyways, whatevs. So that's meal number 2. Dinner number 3, also a little hot, is our, ready for this? It's, oh, I almost spilled it. Chipotle chicken. Don't spill it. That would be terrible. So what I do is, we're not gonna eat all this here. Let me show you this. We are not gonna eat all this week. That is a lot of Chipotle chicken. But what I did was I did 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. I had 7 chicken breasts in here. It's just Chipotle and adobo sauce. It's some seasonings. It's a little hot sauce. And I do add a little bit of water and some onions just because I don't like dry chicken. I don't know about you. But anyways, so what I do is I cook all these up oh my gosh, I can't talk. Cook all these up at once. Then I'll take out 2 for this week, and I'm gonna put those aside. The other 5, almost didn't math right there. The other 5 are going to be going in Ziplocs, in different Ziplocs, and we're going to be eating them throughout our 8-week meal plan. So this is something I could have prepped on Friday with everything else, but on Friday I didn't have the oven on. So, like you've probably heard before, Grandma says only put stuff in the oven if you're gonna have other things in the oven, right? So, Friday I didn't have the oven on. Today I had the oven on. So this got made today. But a lot of it's gonna be frozen for later, which is gonna save me a ton of time later on down the road. Now the last thing, and the reason I'm being super quick today, is because I made something yesterday, and sort of for my husband, sort of for our anniversary, sort of just because, I don't know, it's like a lot of everything, but really, there's never any reason you shouldn't have cheesecake unless you're allergic. But I made cheesecake yesterday. I do not have the top layer on yet, but here is our chocolate. It's kind of like chocolate swirl, mostly because I didn't want to like keep mixing it once I added the chocolate in. But I made a chocolate swirl cheesecake yesterday, and the husband's favorite treat is cheesecake. And I don't know, like a month or 2 ago, I was like, hey, where was your all-time favorite cheesecake from? And I expected him to be like, oh, Cheesecake Factory, or this place up in Pensacola that we used to get little mini cheesecake from. But guess what he said? Mine. My homemade cheesecake is his favorite. Oh, I lit up like Christmas. It's crazy. Anyways, so mine's his favorite, but you wanna know the secret? I actually use Elton Brown's recipe. He's like one of my favorites. I love Elton. But I use his recipe and it turns out perfectly every time. So this was actually his plain cheesecake recipe, but my mom taught me how I could mix in some chocolate because he wanted chocolate cheesecake. So to add to it, I am working today on some chocolate mousse. So I've got it in the fridge right now cooling down, but it's gonna go on top, and that way there's like a chocolate mousse layer on top of the cheesecake layer. It's gonna be fabulous. If I cut it okay and it turns out okay, you might see it in my stories later. But anyways, so recap, this week we're having egg sandwiches, yeah, for breakfast. I almost said for lunch. No, I mean, you can eat them anytime, but egg sandwiches for breakfast. We've got our cheese tortellini. Yeah, look at that, all baked in one pan. Message me if you want that recipe. We've got our hot pan Chick-fil-A chicken sandwiches. Oh, whoa, almost slid off there. And of course, honey mustard, just like Chick-fil-A sauce, but lighter. And I'm not gonna try and lift this one up again, but we got Chipotle chicken, which I didn't even tell you what we were gonna have with it. Oh my gosh, I'm using the 2 chicken breasts from this Chipotle chicken recipe to make baked Chipotle chicken sheet pan nachos. Pretty excited about that. Anyways, that's what we're having this week. Prep wasn't too bad. I mean, like I said, I'm kind of burned out from doing all the extra stuff, but anyways, I am set for the next 8 weeks. I don't really have to cook any meat except like maybe 3 times. So that's gonna help me later. Anyways, I hope everyone has a great Sunday. Hope you're enjoying the new fridge view behind me here. And I can't wait to tell you guys next week what we're having, for next week. All right, bye guys.